everybody, Katy B here. It's the first day of 2016 here in Philadelphia, and I'm so happy to be continuing to getting to know you. I wanted to talk today real quick about sort of my philosophy on modern enlightenment. It's a word you're gonna hear me say a lot, and I call it Loverade. It's a pretty simple definition. It's basically the opposite of haterade, and haterade is a very popular term. If you Google haterade, you will come up with thousands and thousands and thousands of things that come back to you. And a lot of them are funny. You know, it's comics, it's memes. People bond over gossip. People bond over, you know, stereotypical jokes. And it's not to say that there's anything wrong with having a laugh, but I think that if we spent more time focusing on love and sharing love and bonding over love, that we would all have a better sense of self and a better, more peaceful world. The concept of Loverade kind of started because I was going through a really hard breakup at the time. And it's interesting because I had kind of started my path years earlier. I read The Secret, which is a book that I recommend to people if you're new to sort of self-reflection. It's easy read, covers a broad range of topics, and it's very easy to digest if this is something new for you. If you're a little bit further down the path, it might seem a little bit too glossy for you, but it was the first thing that I found that inspired me to dig deeper, to do some soul searching. So I had done that, and I'd kind of gotten used to it, and I wasn't practicing it in my daily life, even though I had really believed in the power of positivity and the power of manifestation and the power of just spreading kindness. So I kind of gotten used to it in my life, but then I was going through a really deep breakup. And the great thing about breakups is that they are the worst thing in the world. I think there's two things that really, really break our hearts, and it's the loss of a loved one is hugely terrible and a hard thing to experience. But a breakup is also a loss of a loved one in a different way. And I find that when we go through breakups, especially ones that are particularly hard for us, there are times that we are very open. We are very raw, we're very vulnerable, but I feel like that's when the growth happens. You need to be broken down to be open. And I find that if I have friends that are going through a breakup and they haven't really wanted to hear what I'm speeching about or spilling about all the time, if they're going through a hard time, that's when they are like, okay, let's talk about this. So again, I was going through that, so I was very open to new experiences, open to new friendships, open to new beliefs, and I was reading a lot. I was reading The Secret, I was reading Gabrielle Bernstein, I was reading The Power of Now. I had many different teachers, but I was still soaking in. So I was out one night with a good girlfriend of mine, and we were out of the club. I used to work at a lot of dance clubs in Philadelphia. I wasn't working, we were just out having a good time, and you know how it is when you're going through a breakup and just trying to put a smile on your face and act like everything's cool. So we'd gone out, we had a little too much to drink. So we leave the club and we're walking down the street, and there's a group of girls in front of us, and the chatter begins. They start, I forget what they were saying. We were wearing dresses, it was really cold. I mean, we had winter coats, but they were, you know, yelling something at us, and I was a little tipsy, so I started yelling right back at them and, you know, yap, back and forth. And then at some point, it just kind of struck me very strongly, like a slap in the forehead. And I was like, this is not how you vibrate on a higher level. This is not going to bring me peace or joy. And that moment I stopped and I halted myself and I started a conversation again. And I was like, oh, but we are all beautiful women. Why are we taking each other down? You know, it was still sort of like street yapping. And I don't really think that they heard me. But I had this moment, this turning point. We got in the car. I look at my friend, I said, you see how quickly I turned that haterade into Loverade? And I was so proud of myself, and I just thought it was like the funniest thing. Granted, it's all kind of a blurry memory. She had to retell the story to a group the next day. We were all out to eat, and she said, this is why I love Katy Beaver, and told that story. And I said, Loverade, that kind of has a nice ring to it. Even though it came out of a very silly moment for me, but it's for anyone who's looking to bring more happiness into their life. I think it's important to vibrate on a higher level. And this is when, you know, we'll talk about things in the future about but your mind and your thoughts and getting yourself out of bad habits. Like I said, it all comes down to energy. And you want to vibrate on a high energy so that you're attracting other positive experiences. Because we can be real funny and we can bond over making fun of somebody else, but then your energy is going to be low and you're going to be vibrating on a lower level and you're not going to be attracting what you want into your life. And we want peace, we want happiness, we want joy. So we need to be vibrating up here as much as possible. So I will be sharing with you some of the things that I do to do that. I will say, disclaimer, I am not perfect. I fall off all the time, and that's why we call it practice. I have moments of self-doubt. I have moments where I might think not great things about other people. I have moments where I'm exhausted and tired and I don't want to do it, and I don't want to be positive, and I don't want to smile, and I don't want to listen to my friend vent, and I don't want to take the time to do whatever it needs to be done. But I do find, and I hope that you will find this as well, that when you are vibrating on a higher level, it almost feels like magic. So I hope if this is new to you and you happen to connect with me, that you will subscribe and you will get a lot of benefit out of this channel. If you're already on some sort of spiritual path, hopefully I can give you some reminders and really help you stick to your plans. So 2016, we are going to do this together. I'm so happy that you joined me. Thank you. Happy New Year. Bye. Happy New Year! Thing I don't like. How is this looking? 2016! Yay! Keep hitting my head on the ceiling. Raising the standards in 2016.